And it concerns a merchant in Holland. And he got what all merchants want, a beautiful daughter. And he did what all merchants would do, was he locked her in her room till she was old enough that he could marry her to a rich nobleman. And so this poor beautiful maid could only watch the world through the cracks in her shutters, and her only company was her maid and her confessor. And if this was a different story, her maid would be her confidant and allow her to sneak out at night, but the maid was more determined that she wouldn't starve on the streets for no income. And her confessor, if this was a different story, would be a young man who would make a beautiful maid very happy. But this is not that story, for this confessor was a holy man who was concerned about our young maid's soul. And so all she could do was look out upon the world through the cracks in the shutter. But through the cracks in the shutter, she saw a fine, handsome young man. And he walked with elegance, and he dressed well, and he had such fine manners. And she asked the maid who this boy could be. And as the maid was allowed to go out, he told her that he was a well-known man, a kind person. And so the next time the confessor came, the maid said to the confessor, Father, you've got to stop this. I live in a room so that one day I will marry well. And this young man, he comes to my window and he sings songs up at me. You must go to him. You must go to him and tell him to stop, or my reputation will be ruined. And so the confessor goes to this young man and says, How dare you ruin the reputation of a beautiful maid? Have you no shame? You have a good reputation. Never stand at the bottom of her window, that house third along over there. Never do that. And the boy said, I've never done it, and I swear I won't. I haven't done it. And of course, he was intrigued. So he went along the next day and he looked up at the window and he saw a glimpse of the maid, and the maid looked down, and they both liked what they saw. And so the next time the confessor came, the maid said, Father, you must help me. He grows bolder. You said you would speak to him. He has thrown a purse of gold in my window. And she handed him and said, Give it back to him. I'll have nothing to do with that. I'm waiting till I'm old enough to marry with the purest reputation in this country. And the confessor took the bag of coins to the young man and said, How dare you? You're going to ruin her reputation. Take this money. And he took the purse and he looked in, and there were jewels and fine things, and he was very impressed. And he swore that he had done nothing wrong. And the next time the confessor came to the maid said, Father, you promised you would speak to him. I cannot say how bold he grows. He found the ladder that's if you go round the corner, the door's never locked. There's a ladder against the wall. If you take it out, he put it against my wall. He crawled up the ladder. He knocked on my shutters. And if I had not hidden and barred the shutters, I hesitate to say what could have happened. And the confessor went to the young man and said, How dare you to take a ladder? Just because the door's unlocked in the cupboard just around the corner and there's a ladder on the wall, you shouldn't go around taking that ladder and putting that ladder up against her wall. And had she not barred the shutters, what could you have done? And the young man says, Oh, Father, I swear to you that you will never, ever again hear a complaint from me, from that young maid. And oddly enough, the confessor never did hear a complaint about that young man again. And that is the resourcefulness of women.